It's interesting that you mention about description and tags, I guess, and the tweet and everything, because I think over the 6 years, what I've learned is that I just don't care about any of that now. And that I do you care about your description anymore?
No.
I used to care, right? And then I found out that like all the big channels just don't do any of that. They don't put anything in the tags.
I think my experience, there's two things that matters: title, thumbnail.
That's
literally the only real thing you need to worry about. Tags and stuff and descriptions and stuff. It doesn't help as much anymore. And like I know this now because have you guys gone through this issue recently with YouTube, right? Where you search for a certain video, right? And then the first 3 searches are pertaining to that search. And then for some reason, after about 5 searches, it just goes back to your recommendations nowadays. I'm just like, what is the point of the search function anymore? If the first 5 videos aren't what I'm searching for, then I'm just fucked.
Or it's like viewers of your channel also viewed this. It's like, I don't care. That's not what I searched for.
Yeah, that's literally not what I searched for. It's gone to the point where, you know, back when YouTube started, it's just like, okay, I subscribe to the channels I want to watch. YouTube's like, no. You don't want to watch these channels. You want to watch these channels. And I'm like, okay, maybe I get recommendations. Yeah. Now it's just like, I want to search for a specific video, and YouTube's like, no, you don't. You don't want to search for that. You want to watch these videos.
The ones that annoy me the most is like after the 5th search, it's like, here's a new video from someone you're subscribed to. I'm like, what is the point of the subscriptions? I can check that. There is an entire page for that.
What is the point of pages now? Because all pages are just going to become the same page eventually,
exactly.
Right?
So annoying.
Like, what is the point of the search bar? So yeah, like to me, like descriptions and tags don't mean as much anymore. It's all about title, thumbnail, viewer retention, because it's all recommendations. We all bow down to the almighty algorithm.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunately what you got to do to be a YouTuber nowadays.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, I guess it does make sense that it should be, you know, what you say and what you create, and not necessarily what you're typing into the description, right? I mean, every time that I see, for example, some of my gem mates, they just throw up a schedule, nothing in the description. I'm like, wow, what a bunch of chads. Like, I really do that. It doesn't matter, but I mean, I don't know. I guess there's still some things I'm figuring out, you know, day by day. I've gotten a lot better than I was in the past, and I feel good about that. So, you know, day by day, though, you can always learn new stuff, especially in this job.
I feel like you've learned like a shitload in just a year.
Considering what you've learned in this year and what you've done in this year, it's actually insane.
Yeah.
Compared to, I look back on some of the years I've had on YouTube, and I'm just like, I'm doing fucking nothing.
How do you mainly, would you say you learn things on streaming and YouTube? Do you learn from other gen mates, or do you learn from outside of HoloLive, or do you learn all on yourself? I'm curious where you kind of pick up this stuff.
A lot of times it's like a feeling that I get. Like after I'm done with a stream, I can feel whether it was bad or good.
Oh no, yeah, I agree.
You know, I can
feel
what I did wrong. This technically wasn't good. These people were angry about this, etc. And it's all in my mind, you know. And I'm very receptive to criticism, but something that I also learned is that not every criticism that you get that is framed politely is necessarily correct.
Sure.
That's a lie that we tell ourselves so that we don't come off as butthurt babies. But the truth of the matter is, you don't need to 100% take every single critique that you get from every anonymous person on the internet, even if it's framed nicely. You need to be able to discern what is actually going to help you and what isn't. But one thing that you shouldn't do is lash out. I would say that's a given.
Yeah, never feed the trolls.
No, of course
it just never ends out well.
You know, there are people that get excited when I talk about them and the bad things they say, and the thing that you do is you don't give it to them and you just ignore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's rule number 1. Don't feed the trolls.
That was another thing I had to learn as well along the way.
Do you get like when you started off? Did you get like a lot of advice from maybe your fellow gen mates or, you know, Cova itself about what to do in terms of like how to handle your content and just like general advice to be a content creator in general? Was it all just like trial by fire?
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. We really were just they just said go. You know, and I think that part of that is because in the process of selecting us, they made sure that we would be okay with that. Because all of us that have like gone through it there hasn't been like a huge disaster or anything like that with us in terms of streaming. Everyone has a good handle on themselves. And I think you got to give it to I guess who chose us for that specifically, that they did choose people that have a handle on how to do things. However, that isn't to say that we were all experienced streamers in the beginning, because that's definitely not the case. I had barely streamed in my entire life. I was mostly making music in the shadows.
Quite different.
You know, extremely different. But somehow they knew that I'd be able to handle it. somehow. And you learn a lot of things along the way, but in the beginning, we all did have the ability to get through that starting line, you know,
Yeah.
but we didn't get a lot of advice. I will be honest about that.
I think one of the biggest things you have to learn, which a lot of people maybe might not consider, is the technical side of things. Because, like, with a YouTube video, you know, if something technical happens on set or something, some things you could kind of save in post.
Yeah.
There is no getting around technical issues on stream. And I feel like the only way you really learn is when it happens on stream, and you're just like, well, I guess I just have to learn not to do that again, right?
Exactly.
Stuff breaks a lot as well. It's
Yeah.
normal, right? Yeah, damn. So you mainly did a lot of it on your own. You learned everything. Wow. So when you started off, there was nobody who was like, hey, by the way, people might just say like bad things about you for like no reason. That might just happen. Just like it's gonna happen. No one told you.
There was a question that I will say, because it's kind of obvious that they would ask us this.
Okay.
People are going to say mean things about you and hate you. Are you okay with that? And obviously, if
gotta
all
say
of us
yes.
got in, we all said yes. But I
Trick question.
I recall that my answer specifically was, well, I've dealt with that with my music before. You know, before all of this, I did indeed have people that would come around and do a little bit of trolling, so to speak. And I felt like I had dealt with them pretty well by just not saying anything. And I feel
100%,
like I thought to myself, that should be fine when I enter Holo, and it's been fine. So that's okay for me. You know, everyone's experience though is different, I would say. So
Yeah, I think as well there is the added very scary aspect of being again, this is just my perception of being a VTuber where everyone is just like trying to find out as much personal information about
Right.
you as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Whereas everyone can just see that I'm a teenager now and
Yeah.
I feel like although people are definitely trying, you know, people try and get our personal information, but I don't feel like it's intense. you
Yeah,
know? Like
yeah.
at least I don't see it. Maybe I'm just too lazy. I'm not looking, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't,
Or you've already shown everything there is to offer.
yeah.
Because like one thing I've always been curious about is like, do you feel pressure to have to keep like say a certain image of yourself or you know your audience or just the general perception of VTubers? Because we obviously keep a certain image, but I feel like it's nothing on the same level as what VTubers have to go through.
right.
It's rough because I feel like one thing that I learned is at the end of the day, I've got maybe about 80% of a fan base that really, really want me to be 100% just myself. I see them in the comments all the time saying, you're doing great, Callie, just, you know, loosen up a little bit. In the beginning, right? For example, you guys saw when I first came here, I was trying to be something that I wasn't. Like,
Yeah,
and
I remember it was quite strange, but,
Yeah,
but it turned out good. It was
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah.
good. It was a good episode.
all a
yeah.
part of my development, you know, and
We
that's
literally saw the development on the 2-hour podcast.
Exactly. And so, you know, for those people saying just be yourself, Callie, I gotta say thank you, because it was because of comments like that that I realized, hey, maybe it's okay for me to loosen up a little bit, relax. You know, people want to see who I am for who I am, and that's great. But of course, you're gonna get, you know, a small but loud minority of people that want you to be a certain way, and you just gotta deal with it. I personally have found, I think, like a happy medium where I'm still being myself, but I'm not, you know, going into territory that would make others angry. You know, like viciously angry. You know.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Because I feel like when comments tell you to be yourself, it's kind of like a trap. Because like they want you to be yourself, but not a yourself
What is
that
myself to
they don't
you?
like.
I'm just like the worst person.
Yeah, okay, you want me to be myself when I'm trash?
Go back.
Wait a minute.
I think when they say you should just be yourself, what they actually mean is be yourself, but the version that I like.
Yeah, exactly
That's
right.
exactly it. Yeah. But I try to look at it in like a positive light, you know, and just do the best that I can to be the best me, and just stay positive. I've found that negativity tripped me up a lot in the beginning, and
Yeah,
it does.
I've been trying to, you know, smile through even the difficult times. I know it sounds cheesy, it's anime as hell, I get it, but it's the
Believe
truth.
it.
Smile through the tears. Just smile through the tears.
Through the
All through the ending song. It's all right.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like a positive outlook is good and necessary if you want to keep doing this for a long time. And
Yeah.
so I feel like things have gone pretty well, and all I can keep doing is being the best me, because at the end of the day, no matter what, someone's going to be angry at you for something. And if people are constantly going to be like, be this way, and constantly upset at the choices that you make, why not make the choice that you want to make and just deal with it from there?
Yeah.
You know?
It's nice because when we met you on the podcast, I didn't really know of your streams at all. I'd seen it a little bit, and definitely now, even throughout the year, when I check in, it seems like every single time I've watched your streams, you just seem more comfortable and more chill.
Definitely.
And it's really cool to see.
I'm better at Doom Eternal now.
And you're better at Doom. Let's go.
Better at Doom.